Hey guys, welcome back to week 21 of our Ezra Nehemiah devotional. We are in Nehemiah chapter 11, and we just have chapters 12 and 13 to go after this, and we will have completed the entirety of the book of Ezra Nehemiah. So last week we got to look at the covenant renewal of the Israelites. We saw them recommitting themselves to God's law that he had given to his people, and now this week we run in chapter 11, we see a list of names, a lot of names. We see those who have lived in Jerusalem. We see different populated villages that were present there as well. And again, as with so many of these chapters that we have seen here in Ezra Nehemiah, you may be scratching your head after reading Nehemiah 11 and saying to yourself, what's the deal? What's the point? Why do I need to even be, reading something like this? Well, think for a moment, as we reflect on this, think for a moment about what makes you different among those that you know. Maybe it is just your personality. Maybe it's the way that you talk. Maybe it's the way that you dress. Maybe it's the maybe entirety of the friend group that you may have that may be different among those that you may go to school with. Being different is a big deal in our culture. See, we are taught in so many ways, and as we see reflected in Disney movies now, that it is about pursuing your unique individual calling and grasping that even against all odds and against those who would say not to do so. We love being unique. We love being different. We love being set apart from those around us. Now, reflect on that for a moment and just take a look at and think about that word holy. What does the word holy mean? Well, the word holy in the Bible means to be set apart. It means to be different. Now, when we're different in our culture today, it's usually a marking of something that we do. Again, it's music we listen to. It's a certain sport that we play, or it's a certain friend group that we are a part of. But being different in the scriptures, being different, being holy in the scriptures is to be like God, to be like him, to reflect his character, to reflect his nature to those around us in the world. And those who are holy, who are God's people, he makes them to be holy. And what that means is that they are set apart, that the world actually is to look at us as followers of Christ and to see us as being set apart, see us as being different. Not because of the things that we wear, not because of the music that we listen to, not because of even the friend groups that we have, but rather our being different is we're to be different because of the way that we both respond to God and his commands and respond to those around us in the world, both who are other Christians and those who are outside of the Christian church. See, we often make being different and being set apart about ourselves, but rather being set apart, as we see in the scriptures, means to be like God. It means to follow his way. It means to be like Jesus Christ and to reflect his character to those in the world around us. And that would lead people who don't know him quite yet to reflect and stop for a second and ask themselves, what is different about that person? And see, as a follower of Jesus, you will get that question. You will be asked, why are you different? Or what is it about you that is different? There's just something about you that is different. You will get a question like that as you live as a follower of Christ in the world today. And see, this list here in Nehemiah 11 is showing us a picture of that this was God's design for the people of Israel to be in a particular land, to be set apart, living in this land, to be following the law of God, as we got to look at last week, that they were going to be living in devotion to him, and that the world was to see that like a city on a hill, they were to look at that and recognize, wow, that the people of Israel, the people of God, are different. And see, that's a beautiful picture that we see in Jesus Christ, that when he comes, he lives in the perfect way that the people of Israel, the people of God, failed in this time to live and also continue to fail to live in today. And he lived perfectly and he died on our behalf. And now followers of Jesus are filled with the Holy Spirit. And so we are different. We are filled with the Spirit of the living God. And that we are to go and forgive as Christ forgave us. We're to love as Christ has loved us. And that is the very thing that makes us different. Again, not the things that we wear, not the people that we hang out with, not the particular styles of music that we listen to, or what we look like, or what socioeconomic class or that we belong to, but rather it is all because of Christ. That is who defines us. That is what sets us apart. It is Jesus and Jesus alone that does that. And so, what are the ways that you have failed to be different, so to speak, for lack of a better expression? What are ways that you have molded into the ways of the world and not molded into the ways of Christ? What are the ways that you reflect the ways and the ideas and ideologies of the world? And what are the ways that you fail to reflect the character of Jesus and reflect him around to those that God has placed around you? So read through this passage, see how the people of Israel were to be set apart for God, and how you and I, as followers of Jesus, are exactly that today, and we have the enabling power of the Holy Spirit within us to follow Jesus in the world today. Thanks, guys.